Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a brand spotlight video on Laura Mercier. Laura Mercier has been one of my favorite makeup brands for a very long time. In fact, they are the brand that I first ever bought makeup from ever. I know that when I was in high school, I used to take my friends' makeup. We used to share each other's makeup because we weren't technically allowed to wear makeup yet, or at least I wasn't. So I would use my friends' Revlon Color Stay foundation when I was at school, wash it off before I came home, that type of thing. But the first product that I ever bought myself was the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer in Nude, and then the first foundation that I ever bought, real foundation, was the Laura Mercier Oil-Free Supreme foundation, which they don't make the same one anymore, but that was my favorite foundation ever. I went through so many bottles of it. So Laura Mercier was the first brand that I ever bought anything from. So the fact that I'm now on their radar and they send me PR and they invite me to their events is crazy, because I really have been loving their products for so many years, and I cannot live without my primer from them. I cannot live without my setting powder, their translucent setting powder, now their glow powder. I cannot live without those products. So I wanted to show you guys a bunch of other products from Laura Mercier that I love, because people ask me all the time whenever they find out that I do YouTube or that I'm a makeup artist. The one question that they ask me first above everything else is, what is your favorite makeup brand? And I can very easily say Laura Mercier, because there is something for everyone and there is something good in every section of their cosmetic line. If somebody asked me to pick one makeup brand that I had to wear for the rest of my life, it would definitely be Laura Mercier. So I think that it was really fitting for me to start off with them for a brand spotlight video. If you guys want to see more with any other brands, let me know in the comment section below, and stay tuned to the end of the video for a giveaway, because I am giving away a few things from Laura Mercier. So if you're interested, then go ahead and keep on watching on how I created this look and why I love the products that are on my face. So the first thing I'm going to do is start off with skincare from them, and this was actually sent to me yesterday and I'm very excited to try it. This is a new addition to their Infusion de Rose line. This is the moisturizing glow mask. They did also send a clarifying one, but I'm going to use this today as a little bit of a moisturizer, because you're supposed to leave it on for 10 minutes, tissue off the excess, and then kind of massage in the residual product on your face. So instead of doing a thick layer as a deep hydration mask, I'm just very lightly going to add a very thin layer to the skin. Oh my god, it smells incredible. I do this also, by the way, with any not any moisturizing mask, because some of them are meant to be cleaned off, but for example, the Glam Glow hydrating mask, the one that's in the blue bottle, I use it as a moisturizer as well in the winter. It's still fall, but the weather gets a lot drier and I need extra hydration, and this, oh wow, this really absorbed into the skin nicely, and my skin feels nice and plump and hydrated. You can even kind of see it in the viewfinder. So then I'm going to quickly follow up with just one drop of the rose oil, and again I'm just going to tap this actually in my cheek area, because that's where, it smells so good, that's where my skin is the most dehydrated right now, and I want to make sure that my makeup gets into the skin instead of sitting on top because it's too dry. Now that we have our skincare on, I put my rings on. Ha! Okay, so this product I actually keep in my little Laura Mercier gym makeup bag. Literally this entire bag is Laura Mercier, well, because I only really use two products anyways. Well, powder also to set, but my concealer and my primer. So this primer is actually so similar in concept to me when people use the By Terry Cellular Rose Serum, the CC serum, in the darker shade, the bronze one, because this also has a bronzy color. This is their foundation primer in Radiance Bronze, and I love to just use a little bit of this on my cheeks right after I work out, instead of using foundation, to add a nice glow to the skin without, using a foundation. This is going to add a little bit of color. I still have a bit of tan on the rest of my body, not so much my neck. My tan on my neck faded, but my body's still pretty bronzed. So I like to make sure that my face, since I keep it out of the sun, has a little bit of color out of its own too. And this, you can see, just adds a little bit of color without being too much. So I like to put this on first, and then I'll go in with concealer. I don't really wear too much foundation anymore. And this I find also does add its own moisture to the skin as well, which is awesome. It's a really lightweight product. It's not oily or greasy by any means, so it does great underneath makeup, and the radiance from it really does last all day long. And I have such sensitive skin, you guys, and not a single product from Laura Mercier has ever irritated me or broken me out. So next what I'll do is I'll go in and spot conceal with the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer, and I have it in the shade 3W and 2W, and there's a spider over there. I'll kill it after I'm done filming. But basically what I do is I take this concealer instead of using a foundation, and I'm just going to put this over wherever I have redness or scarring or any active spots or any areas that I want to brighten, which will be underneath my eyes in a minute. And I just very lightly just kind of plop this all over anywhere that I don't want to have a shadow. And then I go ahead and I blend that out with just any brush. This one is the Luxie Small Contouring Brush, and I really like it for blending out my concealer. I kind of do a pushing and a swiping motion, and it gives great coverage to wherever you put it down. And I love this because it's a super lightweight solution to wearing foundation, the primer and the concealer together, because I think of the primer almost as a moisturizer step, and then the concealer, you're only really placing it where you want it, so it's not like a heavy layer. You don't have to worry about like accidentally putting your hand on your face and it moving, and it lasts such a long time on the skin. It doesn't fade or move or anything like that. This is the best concealer that I've personally come across. I used to be obsessed with the Urban Decay Naked Skin, but after using this one and going back to that one, I realized that that one doesn't have as much coverage at all compared to this one. So now this one is my #1 go-to. So if you wanted to stop here, which I do most days and I'll just set with powder, this is what your skin would look like with literally just these two products, and it's awesome. And then obviously if you don't like to be shiny right in this area, you can just set with a mattifying powder right down in there, and then do whatever else you want to do for the rest of the skin. Eyebrows, lashes, if you want to wear a little bit of mascara, totally up to you, but normally this is where I stop and I feel great about how my skin looks. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of 2W underneath my eyes just because my tan is starting to fade a little bit. So where a month ago this color was great for my entire face, the 3W, right now I do also need to blend in a little bit of, oh sorry, 2N. 2N is the other color that I have, just to balance my skin out, otherwise it looks a little bit too dark. Okay, so moving on to setting the skin, I actually use a few Laura Mercier ones, and I've been using them for years, minus the glow ones that just came out recently. But the first thing that I like to do is take the original translucent setting powder, and what I do with this is I lightly set just underneath my eyes because I don't like to add any sort of glow there. Personally, I prefer this area to be mattified, and then I like a glow on the rest of my skin. So I just very lightly push some product in this whole triangle area under the eye. And then I will also set my eyelids, just because I like that area to be a little bit more matte, like on the majority of the lid. The inner corner I don't mind if that's glowing, but the whole lid area, if I'm not putting shadow, I like that to be matte. And then just right in the center of my forehead, if it's glowy, I find that it looks bigger, so I like to mattify that. Just basically my T-zone, my smile line, just this area I like to be matte. And then for the rest of my skin, I kind of bounce back and forth between these two options right here. This right here is the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in shade #3, and it's just a pressed powder. And then I have an itch on the side of my nose. And then I also use the Translucent Glow, and this is in the lighter shade. There's a light and dark. So this one is a loose powder. The other one is not. obviously, it is pressed. So what I'll do with this is I'll take this finishing brush by Laura Mercier, I'll kind of swirl into this and just do something of this sort on the perimeter of the skin, or I push the product in, depending, something like that. If I want to use the pressed version or the translucent loose, again, just swirling motions on the perimeter of my skin to add a nice glow. But this stuff does a great job of still setting the skin while adding radiance to it, and it's not chunks of glitter, it doesn't look gross, your skin is still gonna be nice and set, it's not going anywhere, but it just adds such a healthy radiance to the skin. And I love this brush for this purpose. Next up for bronzer, I've been using this one a ton recently. This is the matte bronzing powder in Soleil 1. This is more of a cool tone bronzer, and what I'll do with this is I will take this bronzer brush from Laura Mercier, I'll tap into it a few times, and I'll just put this color in the hollows of my cheeks like that, and I add a natural shadow to the face, a little bit of contour, and I'll add it to the perimeter as well, and this is just going to add natural shadows to the skin. I don't really bronze all over with this because again it is more cool tone, so I'm just adding natural shadows. Run some along the sides of my nose as well, and this powder smells so good, and I find that it's such a great color. It's not too cool and it blends so easily. This is one of my favorite contour powders that I've found, especially for my nose. I think that it does a great job. Now, if you wanted to, and you had this powder, you could use the translucent medium deep or the translucent glow medium deep to add some bronzer to your skin. So what you would do is you would take a very small amount on the back of your lid, dip your brush in, tap off the excess, and then you're gonna just do small circular motions, because this is not just a setting powder. You could also use it as a bronzer because it does have some tint to it. So I'm just gonna add a very natural bronzy look to the skin. So next up for blush, I absolutely love these. These are the blush color Infusion. This is in the shade Rose, and I just think that this is such a pretty blush color. I also have the shade Sangria, which is just a beautiful like berry pink. It's so stunning, but I'm not quite there yet. Like, this is more winter, this is more fall. I also have a summer one, if you will, which is my favorite blush color to go to, is like more of like a coral orange, and this is in the shade Peach, appropriately named. So I'm just gonna go in with this one today. This is Rose, and I'm just taking a blush brush and I'm just gonna go in small circular motions, just starting it further back on the cheeks and then taking it on the apples with the excess. That's just the way that I prefer to apply my blush, but you guys can apply it however you like it on your face shape. And what I like about these is that the color doesn't fade as easily as a lot of other blushes that I've tried in the past. It's also pretty pigmented. Like, I use a very light hand as I'm applying, but it's not too much. It's not like your brush is gonna pick up like a crazy amount of color. It just, you don't have to sit here for a super long time building it up, but it's not super sheer either. It's like the perfect medium of pigmentation. So I really like it. I like the colors, and again, they don't fade super quickly, which I like. So for highlighter, I'm going to be trying this one out for the first time. I have not tried a highlighter of theirs yet, but look how beautiful it is. And this actually came in my P.O. box with a pamphlet saying that it's in collaboration with Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I can't remember exactly what they were doing, if they were donating to a foundation with every sale or what. I lost the PR package letter for it. I don't know where it is, but they're doing something with that, and I think that that's amazing because it's a great cause. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to take a little bit of it and I'm going to circular motions on the top of my cheekbones and connect it to my brow bone. Just add a little bit of a highlight. So next up for eyeshadow, I don't actually have an eyeshadow palette from them, but look how beautiful these eyeshadow sticks are. These just launched recently. I haven't used them on my eye yet, but I did swatch every single one of them, and you guys, I literally washed my hand with soap and water. They did not budge. they were on there with their full pigmentation. It was crazy, and the only way that they could come off is with makeup remover, which I think is awesome. So they're not going anywhere once you put them on. They have tons of matte shades, tons of shimmer shades. So what I think I'm gonna do today is I think I'm gonna do maybe a pop of ooh, pretty. Pop of shimmer in the inner corner. This is in the shade Rose Gold. So what's cool is that even if I rub my eyes today, this is not going anywhere. Ha 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 ha. So this is the shade Rose Gold. And then what I think that I'll do is I'm gonna take another shade. I'm gonna take the shade Cocoa. It's a nice brown. And I'm gonna smudge it at my lash line, just to add a little bit of definition to the eyes. So here it is. I'm going to take a super small amount, and I don't have a pencil brush near me, so I'm just gonna use my finger and smudge it out. So these dry pretty quickly from what I noticed when I was doing swatches with them, so I would definitely recommend doing one eye at a time, using a small amount and building it up if you want further intensity, just so that you're not in a situation where you won't be able to blend them because they've dried down. So, ooh, this one came up way too high. That's why I don't like blending out with my fingers. I don't know why people prefer it, but I feel like you have so much less control over where the product goes because your fingers are a lot bigger than a brush, or at least mine are. So now I'm just adding a little bit of mascara. You guys know that I literally use nothing else besides this L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I've been using it for years, and it's just my ride or die mascara. And I always make a mess when I'm applying mascara, so I'm gonna have to clean that up in a minute. Okay, so for lips, I'm going to be using this color right here. This is the Velour Extreme Matte Lipstick in the shade Vibe. And by the way, there is a sharpener on the other end of it. But these are so good. Again, they're like the eyeshadow sticks. You put them on and they do not move, which is amazing. I love this color. It's like your lips, but better. So I'm using this as kind of like a lip liner, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this lip gloss, which is amazing. When I wore... Adina! I'm leaving that in! Everyone's going to hear you blowing your nose! I tell her I'm filming and she makes so much noise. So the last time that I wore this lip gloss, I literally kept on getting compliments about it. This is the Lip Glass in Cosmic. It's just a clear gloss. It's so pretty. So I know that a lot of different companies do their own version of a clear lip gloss like this that has shimmer in it, but from what I've found personally is that they're either really cool toned or really warm toned, and I find that this one is a great neutral. And then this is our finished look. So now for the giveaway portion of the video, I actually just got sent another PR package with the translucent glow powder. So I already have these products and I wanted to share them with you. So you would be winning the translucent glow powder in medium deep and in translucent, and the brush that they launched with the new powder as well. So if you are interested, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to be subscribed. Leave me a comment down below, literally anything you want. I don't like it when people are like, answer this type of question. Just leave any comment in the comment section below and you will be entered. But you also have to be following me on Instagram as well, you guys, please. I don't know what is up with my Instagram, but since I started YouTube, the numbers are just so different. Like I have almost 30K on here and I only have like a few thousand on there. So I'm trying to even it out. So if you could help me out and go over there and follow me over there as well, then you will be entered to win these powders and the brush. If you guys liked this style of video where I'm focusing on one brand, then let me know in the comment section below, because I would love to do more of them if you guys want to see them. I just definitely wanted to start off with Laura Mercier since they have had a place in my heart for a very, very long time, since the beginning of this journey. So that's all that I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching and good luck. I'll see you in my next video.